All right, welcome everyone. We're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here for
Castlevania Nocturne, Season 1, Episode 3.
Whoa.
Glory be to God.
Yes, indeed.
That was so good.
The delivery of the line,
Yep.
the line itself, as we're seeing this Forgemaster tech where the corpse of, rest in peace, Edoir, being brought in to then be forged with a soul from hell and stuff. Very cool because it keeps the identity from a hard technical side of things of the Forgemaster in secret. Now, it could just be the Abbott. Like, it could just be the Abbott because this is under his church, under his jurisdiction and everything. He's overseeing it.
Yep.
That's what makes the most sense, but it's not necessarily the case.
And that feels like that could be a very intentional choice on the part of the Abbot, so that way they can basically keep their negotiating power. But who's to say?
Yeah, and then it could also just be like something where this is a protected space because it's like not happening like on the church grounds. It's like underneath and then down and away and like
right, exactly.
Because
after all,
there's a Minecraft cart, taking you like a good distance away as well.
Because this is sanctified, holy ground.
Yes, exactly.
I gotta say, like this dude that's just going around.
Aurochs,
he is. I want him to somehow join up with the main cast, just so that I can have him banter with them, right?
But he's the vengeance target.
I know. But
even
if it's as some kind of just like, oh, I'm going to taunt you, as we're going, like joining up against, the threat that we're actually on.
If only we could be so fortunate, but I don't think that's what we're dealing with. What we are dealing with, though, is some very serious vampires that have all gathered together and apparently summoned more of their friends here.
Yep.
The attack dog. Was it like Droita?
Yeah. Droita or something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
Yep.
And then a whole bunch of like soldier mercs and vampires as well amongst them.
So maybe next time you go to, scout out the vampires, do it in the daytime,
or do it like, with like one or two of you.
Yeah.
But lesson learned. Edoir's dead.
He paid the price.
Yeah.
Yep.
We do not know what this vampire messiah kind of situation is, if this has something to do with what's going on with the Abbot, if it's just, the vampire that Annette was warning. No, not Annette. Tara was warning them about.
Possibly.
Who tortured her sister and then turned her into a vampire.
Yep.
So lots of different groups, factions, and everything all converging together.
Yep.
So let's see how it plays out. But y'all, without further ado, let's get into this. Oh. Someone's getting branded.
Oh, okay.
I give my devotion.
Wait.
To the Devourer of Light. The Messiah.
Dang, okay.
All right.
Like a almost total eclipse kind of symbol. Nice, yeah, and then the logo. That makes sense. Fun.
None of this is your fault.
Edoir would never have abandoned me, and now he's dead.
He knew the risks when he chose to come here.
I had no one after my mother died, after she was killed.
Oh. Backstory.
All right. This show really is beautiful.
Yeah, and giving us more singing too. Yeah.
She's sorry. See, her bag is almost full. Real good. The crop will be good and cleared.
Oh, the editing. I like that the singing like broke, but then remained like consistent after that. To give us, like, no, everything's okay. Everything's okay.
And so many things which could hurt you, child. Do you have secrets, Esther?
Whoa.
There will be no spells cast on my plantation.
Whoa.
dances, no songs.
Oh my god, this is bone chill. Now it's her singing.
Directing is fantastic.
Yeah. And the magic makes her feel most connected to her mother.
Yeah.
I know what it's like to watch your mother die.
Yeah, he does, actually.
I held my mother's lullabies in my heart. I could not be caged. No matter how many times they tried to tame me, I was always plotting an escape. I was 16 when they tried to brand me. But I was not going to be branded.
Okay. So how'd you get out
That's
of
so
there?
sick.
My father's bloodline, the power of the god of war and iron.
Full on metal bending.
You better run, little girl. Run as fast as you can.
Oh my god.
Art.
Oh my god. God, this is so cool. The animation style changes.
Yeah, the way like the universe itself is almost coming apart as she's leaving behind everything she knew.
I mean, fuck this stuff.
Oh no, absolutely, but like
the terror of like knowing that as night falls, the only hope you have is getting on a ship fast.
Right, and just getting far away. Oh god. Yeah, and those are okay, yeah. And here I was just thinking that she'd just have a
Edoir. It's Edoir's voice.
Oh. Yeah.
Backstage or something.
Uh-huh. Awesome.
Edoir believes singing was the soul's way of speaking. That's why from pauper to statesman, everyone is drawn to music. When he was on stage, looking out to the audience, he could see the colors of everyone's soul. Mine was pink.
Oh.
Green is my favorite color.
You dare disrupt this performance?
Yeah.
It's actually a great place to hide. So many.
Stop!
Yeah, call him out.
Who the hell are you?
Yeah.
What the fuck are you doing here?
My slave came through here. My dogs can smell her.
All any of us can smell is your dogs.
Damn.
I want my property back.
Read the room and get the fuck out.
Cool. Costumes in the back. Yeah.
You're stepping on my French silks. You need to get out of those wet clothes.
Yeah.
Help yourself to something. Oh, lovely. That's from the Beggar's Opera.
Oh, did she pick like the least nice thing? Like there because it doesn't feel right for her to.
I can run.
This is an island, baby.
Yeah.
Can you swim?
Yeah.
I'm Edoir.
Annette.
There's not that many places to hide for people that look like us.
So why do you sing for these people?
They lower their guard and loosen their tongue.
Okay.
Learn useful information that way. It helps when I have to hide runaways.
Whoa.
Oh, damn. Okay.
Whoa. Yes. Fate is a beautiful thing.
I love
Let's
it.
go.
Yeah, because there's some big-ass instruments that people
Oh,
use.
yeah.
Escaped slaves mobilizing a resistance which I had just joined.
Okay.
Papa Legba, ouvre barrière. Papa Legba, ouvre barrière.
Whoa.
Cecile was the high priestess. How to open spiritual crossroads for ceremonies.
For like communing with other people, with like higher beings, like.
Close your
I think the higher beings.
Yeah.
Breathe in.
Like more channeling than like full conjuring. Cool. Feels very similar to what Richter and Maria were doing, you know, in the beginning of the first episode. Trying to rally everybody.
Warriors in arms. Family in hearts.
Yeah.
Revolution is sweeping France. Liberty, equality, fraternity, they say.
Sure, this would be an opportunity.
Slaves will still be beaten, tortured, and oppressed. We must discard the God of the whites and listen to the voice of emancipation.
All right.
Yeah.
Time for Saint-Domingue to burn.
All right.
Cool.
I hunted down Blanc.
Damn.
Floating blades. So cool. Little bitch ran?
No.
Do you think this rebellion will change? There will always be masters and servants. Slavery is the natural order. You can't kill us all.
I can kill you.
Yep.
You're still that scared little girl.
You better keep track of all these weapons.
Yep, because they're going to be coming back. Oh, okay, that.
Yeah, Edoir's just a dude, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Bring the whole house around you.
Okay, no, he ran.
Yeah.
That's a win. We take those.
Mm-hmm. One hell of a way to celebrate.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Vaublanc changed into a bat. What other magic can they do? Cecile, what's wrong?
Whoa.
I'm here. Cecile, I'm here.
Vampire Messiah.
Mm-hmm.
Suffering, death, hundreds of thousands of dead.
Ah, gotcha.
The vampire Messiah.
And that's how they got sent.
She calls herself.
Here in Saint-Domingue.
Across the ocean. She will conquer Europe first.
I have to go to France.
Then I'm coming with you. Warriors in arms, Annette. Family in hearts.
You are so brave.
He was too good for this world.
Yeah.
Too pure.
I swear.
Yeah, you should work on your, vengeance list before you start adding to it.
Right.
And,
Okay. Still just snooping
Creeping
around watching.
Bro, you're wearing purple.
Yeah.
Not exactly sneaky.
Who the fuck are you and what do you want?
Why is your Abbott forging night creatures for the vampire Messiah? It doesn't sit well with your faith.
Yeah.
Oh.
Is a foundation.
Ooh.
People ship them already.
When you walk through fire, you shall not be burned, nor will flames consume you. Isaiah 43. Faith is a companion in the hardest of times, when the world abandons you.
Whoa.
Oh, has the world abandoned you, Mizrak?
The revolution's forcing everyone to choose sides.
Yeah.
You'd rather be loyal to Ersabet Battery? Do you have any idea who she is?
Oh.
What she's capable of?
Jeez.
The moment she doesn't need you, she'll turn on you and murder you. Let's do this again.
Yeah.
Somewhere more comfortable. My name is Olrox, by the way.
Is this a seduction or is
Yeah,
this
like,
a?
yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's an entreatment to an alliance of sorts.
Yes.
Whoa. Whoa. Whoa.
Is everything ready?
Devotees are filling the chateau. The Marquis is excited to meet you, and I'm meeting the Forgemaster tomorrow.
I dreamed last night. All kneeling before me, kissing my feet.
We've all heard about the slave uprising and Saint-Domingue.
Okay.
We've got someone who took part in it. A great revolutionary leader. I give you Annette.
I am not a revolutionary leader. I am a girl who used to be a slave. Until slavery could be endured no longer.
Yeah.
This revolution, it speaks of something it calls reason, but only God can save your souls.
And all their power and cruelty crumbled.
They burn Catholic churches and destroy statues of Mary and the saints. I call it the work of the devil.
Whoa. Whoa.
Okay.
Oh, here's the work of the devil. I found it.
Stay in your seats.
Oh.
We're safe.
Oh.
God will protect us.
Oh.
Damn.
Oh.
Okay.
Clear pathways.
Oh.
These night creatures. They're such a clear upgrade from like
the ones in
the previous series.
Yeah,
like,
yeah. They built different.
There's so much unique like personality and design. Like, oh, summon our teleporting blink lion Pokemon. Yeah. That one. That seems like something out of like Matt Mercer's like nightmares. It's the distended jaw neck.
Right,
thing,
right.
Like, yeah.
He's here. Oh.
Yeah. No.
Okay, so there is identity. Oh shit.
Oh!
Oh, just already. Just. We're not even beating around the bush with it.
No.
Oh, that's.
He's not ready.
Oh, that's
so they
fun.
they knew like, oh, you're still.
Yeah, you need to be.
Just happened.
Yeah.
It was Edoir.
Yeah.
I saw his eyes.
Yep. What? Could never mistake those eyes.
He's a night creature. My sweet, beautiful Edoir's been turned into a monster conjured from hell.
But he recognized you.
Yeah.
So.
That's still him.
Now we need to get him
His soul
back.
got mixed up in the.
Yeah.
In the thing there. So maybe that's something that's worth kind of talking about.
Yeah.
The idea that like this Forgemaster device
is
not like
not absolute.
Not absolute. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
That was a beautiful episode.
That was
Holy
an incredible
shit.
episode.
Like this well, I want to say like this season, but it's this show, right?
Yeah.
Like, cause you know, it's like
it's an ongoing art piece. Yeah.
Yep. The style that they keep presenting is absolutely incredible. Like it just pulls you right in.
Yeah, it immerses you so completely in the world. Like I'm still needing more time to immerse myself into the characters stuff as much.
Yeah.
But I feel like the world of Castlevania is being presented so beautifully here and so masterfully with the directing and the editing and the animation that I'm at the edge of my seat, like wondering how they're going to show whatever's next in the story, because like the story so far seems like relatively like straightforward, simple, kind of everything.
We got
here.
vampires.
We got a lot of different parts and people, and that's kind of where things are taking their time and slow burning to give us the foundation for a longer and grander story.
Yeah.
Despite the repeating themes of basically the ways in which violence being used by the oppressors, the vampires, those in power, to have control, and thus any kind of violence being used against that. Oh, that's an affront to God. That's a work of the devil or something. And it's like, oh, now it's a problem because we're using their own thing.
Yeah.
Like it's not even to that extreme. Just to have life again. Just to have something. Just to have peace. Maybe.
Right.
It's like, oh yeah, there's some great conversations you could have about the deeper sides of that.
The Abbott in particular very quickly went from, ooh, I'm curious, like, you know, when he's first introduced of like, ooh, I'm very interested in this character, to like, oh, okay, I'm not interested in him as a character. I'm interested in him as a
villain. Yeah.
As a not even as a villain, more as like a thematic conflict piece, you know?
Well, right, because he's doing all this for the people. He doesn't even fully like. He's using his own stuff there. It's not even something he really fully believes necessarily.
Yeah.
It's his own weapon of influence that he has to maintain control.
Right.
So, yeah.
But,
okay. But really, really cool stuff with Annette to give us a picture of how terrifying the life of a slave in Santo Domingo was.
That was a fantastic backstory. Like,
And it didn't overstay its welcome because they went through multiple stages of the backstory rather quickly. And in a lot of ways, having only just met her in the last episode, we don't have as much connection to her, so we do need to build the connection.
Yep.
But to have a backstory, you kind of need a connection. So there's this catch-22 kind of no-win scenario you're in where if you want to build the connection quickly, but you don't have the story that brought them to you here, you kind of have to just choose one and hope it's just presented well. So they went for we're just going to present a backstory really well.
Yep.
I think it works.
And there you go.
And in a lot of ways, because Edoir's already died, you can keep him in the story in this way and not have him be so overwhelming of a presence in the backstory that he's there just enough to give you the idea of, yes, he helps just enough to get her to the place where she can then be the revolutionary, spearhead everything, actually be the one that ousts the vampire from this place.
Yep.
Obviously, he's mostly just kind of there as like the emotional support sword. Like he's not really the power, making this
immediately
happen.
comes in. Bah!
Yes. Bless you, Edoir. You were never meant to be a fighter.
Yeah.
You were meant to be a mover of hearts.
Right.
You were meant to be someone that would stir the hearts of those towards something greater.
Yes.
And you did that. You did that.
And given how, in my opinion, unfairly he was removed from the story in the previous episode.
Yes.
Don't attack at night. It was something where, the backstory of how they met and everything, there was that part of me that was originally thinking like, but there's going to be this element of like, I'm not going to be able to be fully invested because I'm like, and then, they're going to make me, they're going to make me care even more about the character that I felt like got unjustly killed, right?
Right. But no, then, they did so much for Annette with just the immediate thing with the sugar plantation and the little animal and then the mother, and I'm like,
I was in a perpetual state of terror throughout that backstory. With the whole thing with the mother, the really good decisions as far as cuts and what to show and what not to show, so that like when we cut to then the bath and like the singing back again and the way that they had the singing as a thing throughout it and everything, awesome. But like I'm waiting for like we see her, she's okay. I'm waiting for it to pan back and see that the mother was like brutally whipped or something,
Yeah.
No, okay, thankfully that's not the case. But then as soon as you're like, all right, everything's fine. Bam! Vampire shows up because this isn't just a plantation of slave owners. This is a plantation of vampire slave owners.
Yeah.
And they found out that apparently you're doing stuff to basically
learn magic.
Yeah, learn magic. We can't have that.
Yeah, that's basically like hiding weapons under your bed.
Right, exactly. And so we trashed the whole thing and all that. Like that was wild.
It was so terrifying because this guy completely had them at his mercy, and yet he seemed like he was the scared one because he was destroying furniture. And once we saw it was on it, we're like, wait, I don't fully get what that... Oh, it's spellcraft. It's like sigils and runes and stuff that would then be used to do magic, the kind of thing that actually would make a vampire a little bit worried,
Well, and then that's also a fun little...
He just doesn't understand it also either.
Oh,
probably.
sure. But then it's also a fun little thing where, now, granted, I'm not nearly educated enough about this period of history in order to speak with any kind of, confidence or authority. But the idea that because the magic is also very much tied to their culture, making it be something where it's no, we don't just want you to obey us and work for us. We are literally trying to make sure that we have broken your spirit because that's the only way that we can basically keep our boot on your neck.
Yeah, the scary part about this time was that but people have been at this point shipping slaves over from West Africa and all over for decades at this point. So you've had generations live and die on these fields, to the point where there was even like people that were so completely broken as slaves that they were managing as slaves other slaves.
That was one of the other things that I thought was interesting is that it was the vampire, but because it was a lighting thing. But I thought for a second that they were showing that one of these slave drivers was also African.
Yeah, I think it was more so potentially that they were ordered to go and catch her and bring her. But it was a very terrifying situation that they were in. But I loved that once he came into the stage room, into the opera. In some ways, the beauty of this room kind of rejected his ugly hatred. Like, there was something about the way that Edoir kind of stood above the vampire, but also kind of on equal footing. Like, the idea that in the back, obviously the back is raised so that people can all see the stage, right?
So he's more literally on eye level.
Eye level. But the point that Edoir has all these people here basically backing every single thing that he would say.
Right, and he's not just speaking with the I am a celebrity and so I can say this, but it's the no, I am speaking for all the people here. What the fuck are you doing? Get out.
Right, and there's something about the power of speaking against tyranny and speaking against hatred, speaking against all this basically means to violently control others through intimidation and fear by just speaking. And the point that Edoir is the epitome of that, of speaking. He is the opera singer. He is meant to almost like over the top project and display this raw voice that just shatters all of that. I don't know. I think in some ways this is a little bit of a loose thing, but Edoir to me feels like the innocent and wholesome version of what they seem to be setting up with this dark vampire bard in Ulrox, basically. Is that they both have the charisma to the max, basically.
But their words have a lot of impact.
And genuine weight to it, like not just because they are not like these other ones using violence necessarily. Obviously, Ulrox is a violent, evil murderer and stuff.
And we love him.
But I'm excited for that to be played into.
Also, one of the other things that I gotta say, the fact that Edoir is immediately confronted as a night creature and immediately recognizes Annette and saves her to then be whisked off by the other night creatures. I adore that development because felt like he was killed too quickly, and all that stuff. Okay, then we get this backstory to then care about him. Okay, but if it's then just for him to be brought up to then have more pain of, oh no, and now you need to kill the night creature version of him, that feels kind of dirty, right? But if it's the, no, we do this to then have that, and now we get here, and he immediately recognizes her, it's the, we're going through this stuff pretty quickly to get to the point of, oh hey, he's a night creature, but he does recognize you, he is in there, you need to now rescue him before they reforge him or whatever to try and, make him even more buried or something like that. And that, I love that as a driving force and motivation for this specific situation beyond just the, hey, we need to stop the vampire messiah. Because of course we do. But also, oh my God, our friend is in there, and that will then drive them to the recklessness that they displayed in the first episode, because now it's the, no, really, every minute counts. Yeah. Because who knows, if they manage to turn him into return him into a night creature or whatever, we may never get him back. Right?
We might never get him back as a human ever again, but we might never get him back as a thinking, feeling, being with a soul as well.
Yep.
Very fun world development, and to do it so quickly. The scene with Ulrox and Mizrak.
The fan fiction writes itself.
The fan fiction writes itself.
Goddamn.
Holy shit. They're just throwing each other around this sacred place.
Ooh.
Oh, yes. Your God abandoned you, or you feel abandoned by the world, by everything here. Yes, okay. I see what's being implied here. A little bit of lone sword play. You mind if I join in? I enjoy so much the. Okay, let's do this over again. Hi, I'm.
Right.
Like the introductions.
But this also feels like the origin story for the right-hand man of the actual villain, right? Where it's like...
Well, maybe, but I almost feel like Ulrox isn't, like you're saying, the actual villain. He's more of a wild card.
Sure.
In that... the vampire queen messiah lady here
is clearly the actual like villain. Like
the one like that was Drolt has the attack dog of.
Right.
Yeah,
like
Elizabeth, yeah.
That was about as villainy and villainous as like it was making me think of like Helsing. It was so like villainous, you know, like let's give a speech about war. Why not? You know.
Right. So in a lot of ways, I feel like it's more the, hey, I'm going to entreat someone from a currently neutral faction in this whole potential conflict here, and just letting you know, neutrality isn't going to work with this one. You are going to die.
Yeah.
You and all of yours will die.
Let me be clear. I'm not saying I'm not a devil.
Yeah.
I'm saying that I am the devil you know. And out there is the devil that you don't. And I know them.
Yes, exactly.
And you do not want to fuck with them. You know, like, do not get in bed with them. It will go badly for you. Mm-hmm. So maybe you should get in bed with me.
Right, and their cult is growing stronger.
Mm-hmm.
She potentially has the ability to divine things in the same way that the lady that was with Annette could as well. And I'm liking that because we're reintroducing in some ways the later parts of Castlevania's magic system where things went soft again, because this is a world with tons of other worlds in it.
Yeah.
The magic is going to be less explained and more just, if you're a vampire, you have magic. And it's just the question of how much, where
what does
it come from? Is it from items? Is it from like actual spellcraft?
Connection to gods.
What have you. It almost doesn't matter at this point because we're trying to keep things moving here.
Yep.
But the idea that she had this dream, this vision, I don't think that's just I want these things, therefore I dreamt them. It's no, this is actually what's coming to pass in the future unless things change. Mm-hmm. And I don't think that's a one-season plot line. I'm just going to say it. Like Olrox feels like a one-season plot line.
No,
it's like,
say it ain't so, Joe.
No, I know, but it's the thing of like, I'm very worried that our plucky heroes are just not prepared for
they absolutely
goddess.
Are not, and that's why I'm thinking. But maybe Olrox could actually team up with them for a little bit,
right? But not a full team up.
Not a full team up.
Like a fuck you, you know,
like we stare at each other.
Alucard and Shreffy, you know,
like we stare at each other intensely from across the battlefield as we're both fighting the same enemy, you know,
right?
Like that kind of a thing where it's like, I'm gonna get you later. Yes, haha, I'd like to see you try, but also.
Richter, you're getting distracted.
Right, exactly.
You shouldn't think about your prey for tomorrow. Think about how you're going to eat today.
And maybe they do a combo attack takedown of the big bad. You know, like
right? I wouldn't hate
like you
that,
see where my mind's at, right?
I see where your mind's at. Yeah, the part that I'm in the like we're still in like video game building up the bosses.
Totally. Absolutely.
Yes, here, but like I kind of personally want Olrox to be more in the shadows still for now.
Totally. If you can't play if you have the golden egg, right? You can't cook that golden egg too many times, right? You gotta use it with
grace.
discernment and grace.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I love how much we're not focusing on the followers of this cult that's growing.
Right. It's just a nebulous thing.
Well, it's a thing that's clearly just happening.
Right.
Because right now, our protagonist's perspective is so limited that in some ways, the villains are giving us more perspective than even the protagonists have. And I'm liking that kind of omniscient view that we have.
So crazy theory, and this goes into like writing stuff. So let me know if you follow with this. But what if what they're effectively doing here, because in the original series we had all the stuff with Dracula, and that was really good. But then Dracula was a single villain that he then gets wrapped up because he's the one driving the conflict, and so it has to be resolved.
All right, but it's also Alucard's conflict.
Totally.
Yeah.
But then you have the antagonistic figure that we end up building all this attachment to that's then kind of removed from the story. And so then you need like different antagonists for the different seasons, all that stuff. What if Olrox is effectively the antagonist that we are going to be able to have all of the attachment built built to, but he's not going to be the main antagonist, and as a result of that, he's going to be able to stick around longer. And so that way we can have these more dark force antagonists that we can then deal with, but still keep a lot of the personal attachment to an antagonist.
I don't think we have enough.
Of the show.
I don't think we have enough to build a pattern yet. The main thing that I see right now is that this is a production that they went so full all in on that either they were confident that Netflix was going to renew it, so this is not really saying much, or it's the, oh no, Netflix might not renew us. Let's give everything in this one.
Sure, to make sure that it's a banger.
Right, so basically, I'm not saying anything, so it's not really helpful, but basically, I can't tell which it is.
And it could be either still.
And it could be either. Well, so in some ways, they could kill everybody by the end of this season, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, that'd be really funny if it's just like everybody, including main characters. And
well, that's the thing, is that you could get it into a situation where Olrox needs to help them. We end up finding a way to bring anybody and everybody that's not
a good point.
Entirely full evil take over the world, but aren't good, like the Abbott and, their Templars or what have you. Potentially Alucard coming back and stuff. Like, characters who would be like, nah, we're not about that. Like, that's...
Right, and then maybe the, dealing with Ulrox is the after the ashes settle, and it's like, okay, but, all right. Like, we've got to settle this score or something like that.
I'm just gonna turn into a bat and get out of here. Can you just like not give chase?
Yeah,
like,
exactly. But then also,
I don't hate you. Like,
if this conflict is wrapped up in this season, I feel like this has to be the only season, because how do you up the ante after the Vampire Messiah?
Well, it's the thing of, did we actually kill her?
Sure.
Did we actually defeat her? There's so many things that they could go into that, but I think that's for a later thing. But y'all, thank you so much for watching this episode's reaction and discussion. If you want to see the next episode's reaction and discussion right now, though, go check out the link in the description below for our Patreon. You get on early access there. You can watch full-length timer reactions there, and all this comes with Discord access, so you can chat with us in the community there about this show, about animated shows in general. Also, be sure to check out our Twitch channel. See if any of that interests you. We'll see you there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you all next time.